This episode is for the weirdos, the ones who have the coolest ideas, the most niched ideas, and they feel like it's a bit too weird. This will show you that that is exactly where the magic lives.
Get into your business mode alongside others. Build in community. Don't build alone. It may not look normal. It may not look conventional, but if it matters, follow it.
Meet Wanjiku, my namesake. She has built the coolest business that none of us could imagine. Fashion, but for the visually impaired, using assistive technology.
Find people who can rally around it because they will help you carry it through, even in moments when you doubt yourself. If you have a little more privilege to pursue your passion without worrying about your need,
Yes.
take your privilege and work out your passion.
What started out as a very small campus project is now a business being showcased internationally.
Dream as vividly as you can. Get clarity on that mental picture. And when you rise, when you wake up, pursue it relentlessly. Work hard to grow yourself into the entrepreneur your business needs. You're delusional. You're largely
Entrepreneurs, sorry.
you're largely delusional.
Come and watch Africa make the coolest stuff and get inspired to make your own. Don't miss. I'm with the founder of a very unconventional business here at Shiriki House, where we're having a pajama party. And this one is for everyone who has unconventional ideas. This one is for you, Wanjiku, my namesake. So I want you to meet someone and do a short intro. Tell them where you're at now. Just introduce yourself to them.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Wow, this is a fun photo. This is so interesting. Okay. This has taken me back so much. You have to say the question again.
I want you to introduce yourself to her. Where were you then and where are you now?
So this was me at the University of Nairobi. And I remember this day, we had just finished class and our friend had done the bike in the photo. He used to make sculptures and he was really good at metalwork and welding. He had taught himself how to weld.
Wow.
And we were all the same age, 20-somethings. And we went outside to take photos with his sculpture. Here, I had just started experimenting with my expression, like from the head turban to the shoes. I remember my cousin got them for me. Oh God. There's so many things that come from this photo. So how I'd introduce myself to her is we finally crossed the threshold. We're doing design that means so much more than we ever would have thought design would be. We've been to places we only dreamt to have ever gone to. And we've touched so many lives and met so many people than we'd ever hoped to stand in front of. That would be my short summary. Because I think there's so much more I'd want to say. Yeah.
Tell her about Hisi.
Oh, we started a company. Oh, and it was birthed at UN. Against all odds, it was birthed at UN, and it's called Hisi. And it's touching the lives of visually impaired people, rethinking and including their needs in fashion. Oh, we finally took fashion. At the time, I was in a valley of decision between fashion design and interior design. And we finally took fashion and it's panned out. We have run a successful business for 2 years. We've been in showcases and exhibitions across 3 countries. Oh, man, there's been so much. There's been so much. Okay, where did you find this one?
Research team.
And it was taken by my friend Nora, who we began the basics of Hisi with. We did 2 years of success cards with Braille success cards, Nora's designs and my Braille on it. And we had a great run. We had a really great run. We got to advocate for disability in an unconventional way. So the success cards, parents and teachers could then teach the children that the dots on their cards was Braille. So I think in that season we reached about 350 candidates with the cards. So we were sure that that was a conversation that was being had in every home.
Wow. Thank you, Wanjiku.
You guys are good.
Now, I want to talk to the person with an unconventional idea. It's just out of the box, and I'm not sure if it makes sense, because you have built something that it's not your typical business. It's very niched, and I'll get to the point to ask you why. But I want you to talk to this person and help them, take us through your journey and help them see why it's okay to be unconventional, or rather what it is that gave you confidence to be like, okay, this is not the usual and I'm going to pursue it, because they feel a bit insecure. This is too weird. What gave you that confidence to stand on your 2 feet and say, yeah, this is what I'm going to do?
So as I mentioned, my foundation was at the university. And the idea for Hisi was my undergraduate project paper. And I remember first defending it and having to answer the question why it mattered. When we were doing our proposal defense, my lecturer was really keen to understand, why is this the path you're taking and why does it matter?
Yeah.
And the question was easy to answer because I knew there was a gap, but beside myself, visually impaired children I had asked and interacted with, and their teachers had communicated that this mattered. So even though it was unconventional, that gave me a lot more confidence. At the time, we also didn't have a plan B for my project paper. So this was the thing we were going to do. And even in prayer, I asked God for another, like, in case this gets shut down, please give me another way. And I had so much ease and favor around this project because it required for me to go to a school. I needed so many permits from the Ministry of Education, and things aligned. There was ease in that journey. And as I continued on, I found so many more cheerleaders and supporters for the business. So my recommendation will be, it may not look normal, it may not look conventional, but if it matters, follow it. And find people who can rally around it, because they will help you carry it through, even in moments when you doubt yourself. Yes.
Okay. Now tell us a bit about Hisi Studio. And I know the origin came from your project, but I want to understand why visually impaired people. Tell us a bit about Hisi and why that TA.
So it starts with, I know this is about me, but it starts with my mother. So, my mother is not visually impaired, but my mother likes maps.
Okay.
She's a geography teacher.
Okay.
And she likes maps. And I caught her love for maps and geography. So when I think of places, I think of them spatially, like from up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time I was doing my project paper, I was thinking about the 3 years I had lived in Nairobi, and my home is in Thika. I know it's only 40 kilometers away, but there's a world of difference between Nairobi and Thika,
Yes.
and how the arts and design are appreciated. So I wanted to be able to make an impact with the work I have done in school. I don't know whether you're familiar with the phrase degree near kijiji. So it was more like, okay, this learning, these lessons, this academic achievement should matter to the people from my community. So as I thought about Thika, spatially, the school for the blind is in one corner of the town. So Salvation Army was given land by the government in the 1950s to build, and they occupy a large tract of land at the entrance of Thika town. So I thought about that whole area. Like, wait, what's fashion for this whole block? How do they go about the activities of dressing? Once they dress up, even like simple duties like ironing, what does that look like for them? When they go out and they're shopping, how do they match up their clothes? How is the treatment with vendors and shopkeepers? What's all that like? So that's where I started answering the question. And then with the responses to that question, we now created braille prints and tactile phrases.
What does that mean, tactile?
So tactile is anything you can feel. So like the couch you're sitting on, the print is there, but it is flat. So by touch, it does not translate.
Yeah.
So the prints we have on our clothes they're lifted, they have bumps. So for a visually impaired person who interacts with braille by touch reading, they would be able to now interact with the piece.
Oh, and know the color or something?
No, the text.
Oh, the text.
Yes.
Oh.
So I don't know whether you've seen, sometimes online there's this carousels of people in rural areas with t-shirts with the most inappropriate text.
I'm gay.
But they don't know what this reads. And they don't resonate with it. They just pick a t-shirt and they wear it.
Yes.
But you'll understand that fashion communicates a lot. So adding braille to the clothes was a way to give communication and way of expression to blind people in a code that they already know, which is braille, and in a medium that they already use, which is touch. Yes. And then now to solve the problem around identifying the product, the color, the size, we added a QR code. So this tag has writing that says scan QR in braille.
Okay.
And once they put in their phone there and they're using talkback on their mobile phones, they're able to hear the details, the size, the color, the materials, and the wash and care instructions. So they're able to shop independently, dress up independently, and it affords them dignity in the whole process.
Wow. So why fashion? Because you pinpointed Thika School for the Blind and you are curious specifically about their fashion. Do you have an interest in fashion, or why fashion?
Why fashion at the time?
Yes.
Because when we took design, we had 5 specializations and needed to major in the 3rd year. So I majored in fashion and textiles.
Okay.
So my work had to be around my major.
Okay. So people say ideas are nothing, execution is everything. So you've identified this, you're still in campus. What do we do?
We execute, because that was the requirement. So you write it as a paper.
Yes.
But because it's a design course, you present it as product.
Okay.
So your paper becomes your studio project.
Okay.
And it will end up being part of your pin-up exam. So I don't know whether you've interacted like with architecture and design school. So we pin up all our work. We put it up on boards.
Pin-ups.
So pin-up. So in fashion, you'll have now your work on mannequin.
I see.
And all of that.
Okay.
So then I had to do products for my pin-up.
Okay.
So I ended up with a collection that was called Ono. Ono from the Swahili word maono, vision. Yeah.
Okay. So many people after that ordinarily would be like, project done, let's finish school and look for a job.
Yeah.
Take us through your thought process.
So my thought process was I needed to test this.
Oh.
So as I did my project, the Ministry of Education closed access for outsiders to the schools. There was an unfortunate incident at Moi Girls
Oh yeah.
with someone who went into the school, and the
Burnt
government
it.
had to take caution. So I was looking for someone to validate, let me say validate, to validate that this mattered. We had done it on paper, we had discussed it, but now it needed to be in the hands of a visually impaired person, and they wanted them to test it. So I remember just in the middle of cleanup, after our marks had been done, I took several pieces to Society for the Blind. So I walked from the university all the way down Bagadi Road to KSB. And I remember meeting Mr. Johnson Riungu, who's visually impaired and was working at KSB. And he was excited. I could read it. You know, the Braille t-shirt, the first Braille t-shirt, and he could read it. That moment, that's when I knew this was more than a school project. This was not something I was going to bury. And also before that, I had, in the blur of cleanup and studio work and the last portion of school that everyone is racing to meet deadlines, cleanup is coming. My cousin sent me an application, a flyer to apply. It was something around fashion. Don't remember reading the details so well, but it needed a portfolio, it needed a CV. The things I had quickly on my laptop and I sent. So I think it was in the middle of cleanup. Yeah, in the middle of cleanup, around November 2nd, I was called in, having been shortlisted for the program.
Okay.
So I sit down across Anne McRae, and it was a major day for me. I was finally meeting someone I had admired for so long.
Oh wow.
So sitting across from her, and she's asking me all these questions. So where is your studio? Where is your workshop? How much is your revenue? And I could not answer these questions because, again, I had none of these things
you
that
not
they were
started
asking
it.
for. So she notices I'm not answering the questions, and she asks to close her laptop and just let us talk. Like, tell me about you. How did you end up here? This was meant for businesses that were running for 2 years.
Oh wow.
So I break down what I wanted to do, and she proposes that she'll run my name up with the program coordinators because the work I was doing would matter and I needed to have structure around me. And with the training that was being given, it was necessary for me. So the validation from Mr. Johnson and the opportunity to scale it up with the International Trade Center Shiriki program, just everything now made sense.
It's what was like, okay, well, let's move in this direction.
Yeah.
What type of person would be, instead of, you're leaning into this call, what type of person does it take to lean in, to be curious? Because still what drove you to go to Mr. Johnson is still some sense of curiosity, like almost obsession. What type of person does it take to create a successful unconventional business?
It's a heavy question. What type of person?
Yes.
I think I could only answer it with a description Paul the Apostle gives of the Thessalonians. So in 1 Thessalonians, he commends them for who they are because of the work they do. And he says it's a work produced by faith, a labor prompted by love, and with an endurance inspired by hope in Jesus Christ. I don't want to say I'm a Thessalonian, but I think it takes the kind of person who sees the work as a product of faith, labors out of love, and has endurance that is beyond themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd say.
Today the Holy Spirit is with us, right, Kevin? I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
So now you've got this validation. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this. Do you think it will give you money? Because I imagine in campus, money is a big factor, or a factor at least. What are you thinking in terms of money and monetizing it? Because the person watching this with an unconventional idea, they're also wondering, because of its unconventional, will I make money?
My mindset at the time wasn't inclined towards the money. Probably should have been. Should have been a bit louder. Probably should have been. But around the same week, this was a big week in my life. That same week, my lecturer reached out and she wanted to purchase one of the pieces that was on display. So as soon as we put down the studio work and we wrapped up the exam, she purchased a bag.
She was blind?
No, she wasn't. My university fashion lecturer, Dr. Ogake, let me just give her a shout out. So she purchased it, and that was when I saw the potential for making money and the value that these products had.
Okay.
But it wasn't the thing that was behind in my mind.
Okay.
Yes. So my money mindset had to shift as the business grew.
How did you think of the pricing? Because it's not like there's a benchmark per se, or at least that was there a benchmark? How did you think of the pricing? Because you're new, you're green, nikugea sama.
Yeah, it was mostly guesswork at that time, but it was, of course, so my dad had run a shop for the longest time. So I know you sell on profit. So that basic part was there. But later in the Mitreki program, I would now learn how to cost and price these items based on labor and design efforts and all the factors that had gone into the production of the product. Learn how to do my markups and all of that. So it's finally caught up with me, and I'm really grateful that program was there to meet me in the need I didn't know I had. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're out of school, you know, this is what I want to pursue. Where do you start from? Because after school, everyone is going their own path. You see someone moved abroad, someone got the job. And so there's also the element of comparison. I want you to speak to this person who's kind of comparing, you know. Where did you start and what grounded you on your path?
So my starting point was getting accepted into the Mitreki program and it kicking off 2 days before graduation. So by that time, I knew this was the thing I was going to do, even on graduation day. I knew my dates to be in the incubator program between January to, I think, November of the next year, 2019. So my sights were set on that. And that's, with such a laser focus, that was what I was going to do.
What was the program providing?
It was providing the foundations of running a fashion business. So exactly what I needed. How to source, how to price, how to run social media, how to sell, how to get into international markets and scale. So it was everything really I needed. So I think to someone who's pursuing something unconventional, go all in. You will never know until you go all in, and give yourself some time to try it out.
So would you say you are passion-led or curiosity-led?
It was passion-led. It was passion-led. Yeah.
Passion. Okay.
passion led.
So what's your argument towards people who are like, don't follow your passion? You've seen that argument where people will say, don't follow your passion, follow. There's the capitalist argument that says, if you want to be a singer, don't follow your passion, just follow where the money is. What would you say to that argument?
I think everyone should evaluate their own priorities,
I love that.
because if your priority is to meet your rent, by all means, go meet your rent. Go meet your rent, find your food, and keep trying to pursue your passion when you have your needs settled. I think there was a meme that was running this week online. It's easy to lock in when you know where your next meal is coming from.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
So I'm all for that. But if you have a little more privilege, and I will call it privilege, if you have a little more privilege to pursue your passion without worrying about your need,
Yes.
take your privilege and work out your passion.
Love that. Love that. So you're out, you're in the program, you're done. It's now time for you to start building. Take us through the season after you're done.
So 6 months in is when I now named the business. So all along it was just an idea, and I was learning from all these other entrepreneurs who actually been running businesses for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things I was learning. Now it was time to now stop calling this a project and now
Call it a business.
call it a business. And in an afternoon, I came up with the name Hisi. And it expressed what we were, a business that is built on empathy and co-design. And Hisi by the mode which our consumers interact with our products by touch.
Feel.
Yeah, then that was June 2019. In November, we'd have our showcase to show our learning from the whole year. So that also now sent me into a whole production, designing endeavor. When we had our now formal first collection is Hisi.
Okay.
Then January of the next year, 2020, the ITC that was sponsoring the program picked Hisi to be a business that would be participating in a trade show they were running in Addis in Ethiopia. So we had our debut runway show in Addis the year that followed. So that's the story of Hisi. So we were somewhere in February 2020.
So where did you get the capital to make your first collection?
That's a good question. So it mostly came from my savings.
Oh. In campus? Butuambie.
Yes. So between campus and
Mkona savings kweli.
between campus and the bahashas that go behind your graduation gown.
Oh.
So all those people started out my business for me.
They were the angel investors.
Yes, they did not know that was the investments
Wow.
it was going into. So yes, that was where I started from.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Oh. All right. So you've by the way, guys, she was featured on Teen Vogue. Come on. So you've gotten and at this point, is the business making revenue, consistent revenue?
No, there was little revenue. Even as we put out between the November and February, there was little revenue. And we'd not gotten word out about who we were and what we were doing. So even as COVID shutdowns came in, there was really very little we were making. And it was mostly from friends and family, the first early adopters of the product. Yeah.
Okay. So at what point, and during this time, you're still hopeful, you're still, take us through your thought process during this time where it's not making that much revenue, time is moving. What are you thinking?
With the showcase in Addis, it felt like I had been given a lot of goodwill and those impetus. So I was really, really hopeful that this was something worthy pursuing.
Yeah.
We just needed to find market and make more products. So I was raring to go. Yeah. So my thought process was just a lot of
Let's
hope.
go. Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
At what point was that bubble busted?
When the shutdowns came in,
Yes.
and what I had not established was my supply chains. So even the suppliers, the few I had worked with, had to close as well. So the systems around the business quickly
Shut down.
shut down.
Okay. So what did you do then after that?
At the time, I was signed up for my master's at the university.
Nairobi.
So yes.
Okay.
So my priority became to continue with my education. So I didn't feel like I had lost much with a business that had been running for 4 months.
Yeah.
So it was easy to shut it down as well and shelve it.
Okay. So you went for your master's, finished it?
No, I did not finish it.
Okay. So you
That's a whole other story.
take us through
I
it.
did not finish it, but I'm currently finishing it up this year.
Why is it important for you to do it?
Academia has always been a love of mine.
Interesting.
So I was keen to pursue the full height of what design could look like in academia. And that still remains a goal.
Okay. So now that the shutdown is over and you come back to business, at what point do you start making consistent revenue or start thinking around investment? If you have thought about it.
When we restarted in October of 2023, we started small with success cards, daily success cards. I had seen an opportunity of scaling the business from clothing into print because Braille is part of communication. So if anything is written, there should be Braille to go along with it. So the months around the exam period, they brought in a revenue, but that was not going to sustain the next year. So now we started thinking of products, tapping in from saving and now getting a little from family. Yeah. So that is what the investment I wanted to put into the business. But I have to admit, I'm a low risk kind of individual. So I was taking this very, very slowly.
Okay.
And just trying to see what else could become of it. And the market we're getting into, because the product is niche, there's a lot of education to do.
Awareness.
There's a lot of awareness to communicate to people. So then that also started becoming another thing inside the business, advocacy. So we pursued that concurrently.
Okay. So this was able to push you through and through. And at what point did you know, okay, this is going to be a successful business? Was it at the start? Was it all through? Or you're still figuring it out?
I'd say I'm still figuring it out. Because as we've grown and as time continues to pass, more and more policies around disability inclusion are being passed. People are learning about disability inclusion. There's been a lot of goodwill around disability inclusion. So even more corporates are getting aware of what inclusion is, and they want that to be in part of their branding values. So the revenue is building up as we make more conversions.
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned to me that you did 1 year research to validate the idea. Is this the project period or a separate period for research?
No, that was after. So in the 6 months before I named the business, in March of that year, I went to KU and gave a group of 6 students the clothes from the collection. And for about 3 weeks, they wore them around school, to class, to church, all of that, washing, wearing, putting them back in the wardrobe, trying to identify them, all of that. So that was about from March to somewhere in April. And then now we got the results. But we kept iterating and finding more people to just test out the product. And even when we came back in 2023, we've continued to do more cycles of iterations.
Okay.
Yeah. Including our last one last day in November.
How important is it for a business owner to think through research and validation? Because most people just say idea, let's go full in, you know?
It's crucial, first because of the users, because this isn't meant for you, it's meant for them.
Yeah.
So you have to do it for them. And then the second part is the finances behind it. One should also make a mental note, a very big, glaring mental note about the finances that go into research and development of products. Yeah.
A lot of people online really say entrepreneurship is not for the weak. And during lunch, you mentioned something similar. So why would the person talk to the person who's watching a bit about what are the biggest struggles that you've faced as an entrepreneur?
The biggest struggle has not really been external. For me, it's been internal. Because entrepreneurship reintroduces yourself to you. It's refining. So it makes you come face to face with habits that you have that are unsustainable, weaknesses you've been pushing down, hiding, and people have featured for you. Like people have covered you on them. So your wellness will count towards your entrepreneurship journey. Your habits will matter as you develop your business. And work hard to grow yourself into the entrepreneur your business needs. Because for me, I've had to work on public speaking, showing up in places that make me deeply uncomfortable, working around work schedules. Largely, I'd say in uni, I was a night owl, but then business will have you waking up at the oddest of times to be early to certain places. And that has also been such a help for me. The early mornings and just learning how to balance things like time, emotional control when things go wrong, how to calm and regulate yourself, leadership, how to work around others, communication skills, so much.
So what tools do you use to help yourself through that refinement of trying to be a better person? What practical things do you do that have really helped?
So accountability partners have really mattered. So people close enough who are able to call you out, but who care so much about what you're building and they want to see you become the best you. And then journaling has helped me refine myself, my thoughts. So I think those two have been super.
Okay. So you've mentioned that the struggles have been more internal. Take us through a time or the times that you have really wanted to be like, okay, I want to shut this down. It's not worth it. It's not worth my stress. Munitafutie ni kazi sasa.
Oh, okay. I don't know whether your research team was that deep in knowing that I had a small almost aya sasa nimewacha mimi ni hivyo earlier this year. Those come a lot. Those come a lot because there's what you plan for and then there's what happens inside the business. And sometimes it's too much to bear. And there's the conflict that comes is sometimes compare your journey with the expectation you had for yourself and perhaps comparing with others. So that trap easily has me going like, Shukisha. Shukisha, this is not where I wanted to be.
Yeah. During such moments, why are you here? Why do you still push through? What helps you still push through?
I remember all the people whose lives we've touched. Sometimes I like to go through a small archive of memories from when we started. And I look back and I see the first time I met like Mr. Johnson, my lecturer at Kise when I took Braille, and the joy behind, like the first time he read it, we were not well acquainted, and he reads it and he stands up and he's hugging me. And this means that much to you. I see the DMs. I remember the DMs people have sent. Once someone sent me a DM about, given the work that we're doing and they were watching, they got a curiosity to go do KSL, Kenya Sign Language. And they sent me a message on the morning of their graduation. I'm about to go graduate. I've been pursuing KSL, having watched what you're doing. I'm thinking, wow, it's not about me. I'd want to make it about me a lot, but it has really been beyond myself and I have to keep going. And given that God has really been making our way many, many miraculous ways, then I remember my duties to Him.
Wow. So you're almost like a vessel. Right?
Not almost. I am a steward. I am a steward, and the Master is one day going to ask for accountability. And I know the goal is to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. So I have to put in more diligence into the business and now shut the voices of comparison, shut the voice of selfish interest, and now put my focus and gaze on God.
Wow. So the picture that is often painted of entrepreneurship, especially, I would add, what I watch from the West is like grind, capitalism, grind. And when I'm hearing you, I get a sense of groundedness, a sense of faith. I'm very curious how you build your faith while pursuing such a thing that demands of you so much. How do you still build your faith and still have, believe in these things? Because sometimes we can get caught up in ourselves and what we do, and we make it about us, like you said.
One, it's that private understanding. This is a point of stewardship. And with stewardship, I know the ownership of these things is not, I'm not the end. God is first. Then fellowship keeps me accountable. And I find moments of fellowship with my family, not as the whole unit, often as the whole unit, but with my mom, with my brother, we'll find conversations around that. And then with my friends as well, we've grown into a culture of, it's a hangout, but slowly it turns into a fellowship. But another point of groundedness has come from, this is a shout out to my BSF girlies. So Bible Study Fellowship, they've been a good place of grounding that We may talk business, but it all ends up in faith. We may talk events, but it all ends up in prayer. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, if an entrepreneur is in the middle of a crisis where they want to give up, give them 3 things to hold on to, or 3 things that maybe this could support you. I know there are different entrepreneurs doing different journeys, but what would you tell the one who's like, guy,
I think I'd want to take them back to that verse in First Thessalonians. It's okay, you're struggling with work, look back at your faith. And if you're struggling with your faith, look back into fellowship. Don't do it alone. I think isolation is such a big myth in entrepreneurship that you should be building by yourself.
Alone, yeah.
Yes.
No one understands you. Yeah.
Be beast. Like, get into your beast mode alongside others. Build in community. Don't build alone. Build in community. I'd point them to the second thing about the labor prompted by love. Remember your why. And if you can even write it down and put it somewhere you see it often, and share it with friends who remind you often. Like, find a way that you're often reminded about it. And then find your inspiration and hope outside yourself and outside human beings. Just find it in God, because everything changes, but the constant is our faithful God. So ground yourself in our faith, in our practice, in our belief in God.
You mentioned when you're having lunch that for a good, or at least with entrepreneurs, you said it so well, you hear notes that other people don't. There's something that you're seeing, that's why you're carrying the vision that maybe nobody else does. Where is the line between that and just being delusional, or they are the same thing?
That is because you're hearing things people can't hear. You're delusional. You're largely
entrepreneurs. Sorry.
You're largely delusional. And stay delusional, because no one else understands your business, your goal, your idea as much as you do. So it's up to you to make them buy into it. So you have to be so high on it, so immersed in it, that there are some who will see your passion, there are some who will see the profit, there are some who will see the impact, and however they see it, stay and make sure that, like in in Matthew chapter 5, the one that says that we are sitting on a hill whose light cannot be hidden. There's a point our delusion now starts becoming like a light, and it just brings in people. But it's that concentration of, like, light is made of like photons or something.
I think so.
That concentration now brings in people. So burn so loudly, go deep, because that will create a light that will bring in others towards the building of what you're starting up.
So, Shiko, as we wind up, the people watching this are probably able and have able people around them, so they've never really had to think about disability. What can you share with them that, this is important, you need to start thinking about this? How do we make this something that people actually think about?
So, one, disability inclusion, it starts with you. It starts, okay, when you write it down, I like puns. When you write it down, it starts with I. And in the middle, there's US. So disability inclusion starts with I and includes us. That's what I'd want them to know. It's a personal responsibility, but its achievement will be done in collective work. So it's not for disability advocates to keep advocating. We have to also buy in and support them. And the thing about creating products, assistive technology products, is that if anything is accessible, it can be used by everyone. So I don't know whether you know that bendy straws were meant for people who couldn't swallow, like patients and all of that. But we all use them.
Yeah.
If you found a ramp around a building, you've used it. If if pavements are made with these bricks, like you'll find skateboarders just using them.
Yes.
Cyclists, they'll find a way to just use the brake and get off the curb. So building for disability makes sure that all of us enjoy it. Because the thing about disability is it is the largest minority anyone could belong to at any time. So one, either by accident or birth, we start from birth, accidents that occur, and there's so much violence in our world. So disability could come in many ways. We have failing healthcare systems. You're maybe an illness away from a disability, a police attack from a disability. And if you live long enough and skip out on all of those, you'll age. And in the limitation of old age, you're somewhat disabled. So it is wise that we build for disability right now. Let's make inclusion such a part of our everyday, because it stands to benefit everyone.
Wow, I like that. You're a word poet as well. Now, I'm curious, when's the last, this week have you gotten flowers? Just a random question.
Okay. No, I wanted to say online flowers. Then I'm like, guys.
I think we should change that.
Oh, no. Okay, that's so kind. You have flowers?
Yes.
Legit.
Yeah, these are yours.
These are beautiful. I like these flowers.
Oh, really?
Oh. Okay, and the colors are so pretty, guys.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. And they match my
yeah. Yeah.
This is so kind.
You're doing an amazing job.
You are too.
This is like the part where I'm giving you your flowers.
Literal.
Okay. Thank you so much.
These are the only flowers I'll be taking, guys. Online flowers have to not become tangible.
Petali, big
That's
shout
so
out.
beautiful.
Yeah, Petali is the best place to get your flowers.
Oh,
Yeah, you are doing an incredible job, Wanjiku. You are a big inspiration to people who are thinking differently to solve different problems that no one is thinking around. You're encouraging misfits, people who are like, this is odd,
Oh.
Yeah. I
never thought about it.
You are in a big way, as you trailblaze a path that hasn't been charted. Someone else is thinking, okay, yeah, she's done it, I'm also going to try and trailblaze this uncharted path. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for the most comfortable interview pod moment ever. This is wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see where else we go.
Oh, yes. A final word to the young techies.
Is this a good night and a bye?
Yes.
So my good night to young techies is dream. Dream as vividly as you can. Get clarity on that mental picture. And when you rise, when you wake up, pursue it relentlessly. So dream vividly, pursue it relentlessly.
Wow. Thank you. This is like our closing tradition. Thank you.
Okay.
That was nice. Oh, that was for me also. That was so
okay.
nice.